Hey boys and girls, welcome back. It's me, Keith the Misprint Guy, and welcome to week 58, in which I share with you all kinds of strange and unusual cards from a game called Magic the Gathering. If there's something wrong with it, I want to share it with you. So now what do I have for you this week? Well, this time I'm going to be sharing with you some cards from Innistrad. If you are not playing during Innistrad, that's a real shame because this was one of their best sets that they had come out with in a very long time. And this was a lot of fun to play and draft and had a nice dark Halloween theme to it. Now, before I show you what I really want to show you, I want to share this with you. And this is a revised Frozen Shade. I collect the 5 cards that quote Edgar Allan Poe, and this is one of them. And as you can see, it's severely miscut. Now here's the thing. It's not a real miscut. There are individuals, it's a select few people, but what they have been doing is they will take uncut sheets and they will purposefully miscut them drastically and then sell off the individual cards on eBay and they profit. Now the problem is it really does affect the actual real aftermarket of cards that are properly miscut. So this is one of those things where I just want to let you know that there are fakes out there, and sometimes if it sounds too good to be true, it might be. So if you are really into miscuts, you might want to educate yourself and know that there are fake miscuts out there, and it is genuinely known what sheets so far have been cut, but this is probably a trend that will continue so long as they are able to profit from cutting up the uncut sheets. So let me show you what I really want to show you, and that's these 3 cards right here. So you think, well, wait a minute, now you just showed me this card here and it's all miscut and it's all screwed up, and then I look at these and you go, yeah, obviously these 3 cards here are the same thing, right? Somebody, I'm sure all of you have, if you've been playing Magic long enough, you've probably seen that a lot of these uncut sheets are given away as prizes, and that's a kind of a thing that's fairly new for the most part. It's a lot more common these days. So somebody would go, all right, well, I could get, X amount of dollars for the uncut sheets, or I could come up and make a lot of money. But when I look at this, I think, yeah, sure, these are fake, until I look at this. This is the other side of the card. Now, I'm sure that I would be well informed of a sheet that was given away as a prize where the back was upside down, because people would be, I don't know, it'd be all over Reddit or something and I would have seen it. But yes, these cards here have an upside down back and they are cut sideways. So you start going, okay, well, most likely then, maybe an employee decided they wanted to make a lot of money. But I was able to backtrack and I was able to figure out what was going on with these cards, and apparently a person walked into a shop, most likely it was in the New York area, and they were like, oh, look what I have, and he had nearly an entire sheet like this, and he really didn't give any background whatsoever, but he accepted an offer of $100 for nearly 100 cards that are just like this. So that's right, he got about $1 a card. So obviously he doesn't realize what's going on and how much money he could actually be making from something like this. So this doesn't lead me to believe that it was an employee that was like, yeah, I'm gonna make a car payment. So, this is something where if he had walked through the door and said, yeah, I want a few $1,000s, then I could understand how an employee took a sheet of paper and then went to the printer and then said, hey, look what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna make a lot of money. So this one confuses me. And when I normally do these videos, I like to have some, if not all, the answers that I feel like once I know what I'm talking about, that I can do a video on it. But this one is one that I've been sitting on it for a while and I haven't had any real answers. So I think that I'm going to just share this with you. I guess if nothing else, you could say I'm showing them off, but I really wanted to have some answers for you, and I don't. Now, I saw with my own eyes most of that sheet, and I just happened to pick these because I really like Therese Nielsen's artwork, and here it is cut off here. But yeah, this is one of those things where you're like, well, then how in the heck did these get out? And if the front was the same in relation to the back, then it would make more sense, and I would say, yeah, this is obviously somebody who cut up an Innistrad sheet and they did it outside of the factory. But all the corners look really good, and the quality of the cards look really good, and everything is just turned 90 degrees and cut, and then the back is upside down in relation to the front. So that makes really no sense to me how something like this would happen in a realistic manner, as opposed to someone who purposely would do it. So this leads me to believe a few things, and the most likely scenario is just an employee that felt like doing it and probably didn't even realize that they could make a lot of money. But if you have any real answers, I mean, a guess would be great, but if you have any real answers, that would be fantastic. So, feel free to join in a discussion. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, in regards to other things or your cards, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, as always, you feel free to get a hold of me. Otherwise, I will talk to you soon. So take care.